Thanks for being here. Let's begin. So we'll connect to our Ujjayi breath. Whether the eyes are open, the eyelids are open or closed. We could posture our eyes as if to, one, be soft, and two, taking in a broader view, more periphery. We'll go directly into some alternate nostril breathing. Let's go with the left hand for now. Left hand thumb, close left nostril. We'll inhale for about a count of 6. Close, hold. We'll hold a short moment, 6. And then open up the left to exhale, 12. Six, 6, 12. Even under these breathing parameters, feel if the body can open to receive this breath, open to absorb this breath, and open to release the breath. And we'll just finish up this round. Neck release with one leg straightened. So I'm going to straighten my right leg out. You can keep your left leg bent in or behind the hip. And the left hand reaches away from the left jawline. We'll take a few positions here. So one, I'm just starting with my hand reaching in a downward trajectory. Two, chest opener. We'll elevate the hand a little bit while still gliding the shoulder down. And then three, overhead. Forward fold. So inhaling, bringing that left hand down to the ground, letting the hands be on either side of right leg. As you're folding over the shin, you can get all that left side, that left flank. And inhale, let's come on up. We'll switch sides. So we're working with a neck release by moving the arm into a back release. Right? So we've got the left leg out. The right leg is bent in front or behind. Just starting by reaching the right hand away from the jawline, so downward and away. Even while drawing the shoulder down, and picking the hand up for a bit of a chest opener. So now the right hand a little higher than the shoulder. And then reaching overhead in the side bend. And then stretching that arm out in the direction of the foot for forward fold. There's a degree in the poses that we could take and explore where the body is more changing than static. I highly recommend finding that sweet spot of near continual flux. Now, there may not always be that spot, but it's just a measure of if you're accustomed to always kind of hitting a wall and resting and fading out attentionally there's a sweet spot of a lot of happenings, a lot of activity, a lot of movement. It might be more fun and interesting to hang out there than at the proverbial brick wall. When we inhale to walk our way up, we'll lie on back. And this is just a continuation from head to tail of breathing into the backside, spreading the backside, the spine side. So part of why we do these abdominals is also to prepare the spine. So here we go. Elbow to knee, and the feet are up off the ground. And inhaling, I'm reaching the elbows up. I'm getting into the upper back. So just the simple hand position and the uplift is about getting into that upper back, those spine joints, those rib joints. And then curl the tailbone, which will further increase what's going on in the upper back. Exhale, send the left leg out as your low belly is descending. Interior of that abdominal cavity, and then draw the belly in even further. Inhale, bend that left knee. Lift up through the elbows, again, so that you are getting the upper back. It's about rib joints and spinal joints at this point. Curl tailbone, and then exhale, reach out through the right leg. Now, as you're drawing the belly in, you can feel how that adjusts or moves or alters the sense quality around the rib spinal joints. Inhale, bend the right knee. We'll continue, since you're all familiar with these. We'll do about 4 more on each side. Feel if the ribs are moving as you're exhaling. Or which ribs move. This is a great time to feel how your breathing influences the rib movement at the joints, the rib joints, the spine joints. Feel where that movement is stultified. I get the sense that maybe our chest and our rib muscles are often conformed into a stiffer quality to do these abdominals. Not necessarily so. How can you explore the ribs as still moving? There's a suppleness. There's a movingness. Even though you're lifting the head, even though there's some muscular engagement. Good. When you're through, grab a prop for between your legs and grab it either mid-thigh or closer to the groin. So with this abdominal, with the thing between our legs, when we reach the legs up, we'll feel the spine getting a lot of lifts and lowers. So these are, in my view, the way that I use these, just the little bits of this move is as spine motion. This is wonderful undulating and gentle motion through the spine where we get to use the computer term, defrag a little bit. Yes, we've got the legs up, inhaling into the backside ribs, low back. You can get quite full. Squeeze the object, and now exhale the head, the shoulder blades off the ground. Reach up with the elbows, so you're getting into the upper back and the upper back joints. Stretch those legs up. Draw the low belly down. Now inhaling, we're setting the spine down. As that one simple lift started to change the sensitivity around the spine. We're going to do a few more so we can learn. So here's the next 5 for us. Squeeze the object. Lift up through the elbows. Just spreading the fascia, the skin, and then exhale, float the head and the shoulder blades up, feeling the spine kind of lift away from the ground. It's not a big lift, but the spine is moving, drawing the low belly down. Inhaling, feel the setting down of the spine. Let the breaths move through the ribs. You fill the lungs quite a bit by lying and setting, relaxing the head down. Hold the breath, squeeze the object, reaching up to the legs will help start to move the tip of the tailbone. Exhale, the head lifts, the elbows reach up. The upper back starts to move. The mid, drawing the low belly down. The next 3 are on your own. Please continue. So these aren't just belly breaths. feel these breaths with your ribs, with your spine. This is what makes these such great preemptive moves to twists, to folds. They're getting to lift and move these segments of spine very breathfully, smoothly. Lowering the head with the inhale. Now just plunking it down, there's that whole spinal movement that goes with lowering. There's a lot that can be done just with the breathing and the raising and the lowering of the head and the spine. So much, so much. We'll take that block to the side as we set up for bridge. We'll reinsert the block under our bridge. But so now that spine's going to get the motion in quite another way. So exhaling, the active feet, the tailbone shifts, the buttock lifts, and now there's that lengthening through the sacral, the lumbar or low back. Now feeling the breath in the front side of the ribs. We've given that back side a lot of love and care, hopefully some interest. And so now feel how the front of the ribs move, how they rotate. And walk the feet both inwardly about an inch. So your base just got a little narrower. And now we inhale, pick the left knee toward the chest. Exhaling, lift the left leg up. I think an oft missed area here when we're working in bridge, when we're working with the leg up, is to kind of flatten the chest. And there's seems to be stymied motion around the upper lobes of the lung and the heart. So use that right foot press to elevate the chest to the front of the ribs, up toward the nose, every single breath. And the left leg, as I lift with that left leg, vibrantly, energetically, it also helps lift the front of the body. When we switch sides, we'll take about 3 breaths on that other side, inhaling the right knee toward the chest. That left foot still pressing. And then exhale, right leg lifts. Staying with the breath, stay with the lungs. Stay with the lungs so they can open back up to that breath, that awareness. The cells know how to heal. The cells know how to repair and clean, and they know how to know life, right? So let's set that right foot down. When you take that block out from under your bridge, here's the descent of the spine and that other way, letting each section of the spine kind of be acknowledged, to be felt. So set the upper back down. Just, can you feel spine by spine? Not all of us can feel all the segments of the spine, but maybe we can feel the sections. Remain lying. Straighten your right leg toward the sky. If you need or want a strap, you could grab a strap. You could grab the leg. You could grab your big toe. Your love. So whatever you love, just press and use the inner part of the right leg. So however you strap it or grab it, just reach to the inner right leg, leaving the back, the sacrum on the ground. Start to walk that left leg out toward straightened along the ground. So I start with the left leg bent, and I'm just gradually walking it toward straightened along the ground. So since we've lowered out of bridge and our neck and our spine are somewhat elongated and unsmushed, this is a wonderful moment to just kind of reverse fold and our legs away from our head. Good. Release, bend legs, set the feet on the ground. Now we'll do this other side, but if your head had kind of rolled up like a scroll under your neck, just take your hands. See that little Murphy's technique? Just self adjust the head and the neck lengthy, and then grab your left foot with your left hand. You can use a strap. And the whole point of doing this lying is so that we can first feel the neck and the spine as lengthy and spacious, and then we'll work the legs out from there. So we're starting with the head and working out toward the legs. So we might straighten the left leg. If we can't straighten, use a strap. And then gradually walking, straightening the right leg out along the ground. So because this is a form of fold, I'm feeling for that opening in the back of the neck. It's a different quality of feeling the back of the neck because, right, that skull is touching the ground. I've got some cues and reminders for how to open in that under skull area. And release. All right, so now when we do turn to a side and press for dolphin, there's a lot of prep work that will help us feel that lengthiness of backside, the relaxedness through back, neck, and skull. So let's set that up. And then exhaling, with the toes curled under, we'll press up into dolphin. Lift the right foot away from the ground. And continue feeling the breath working in and through the rib muscles and the ribs. There really is a suppleness to all of these posture holds. It's not like we're holding, clutching, but as we're reading the breath and feeling the breath, there's lots of places our body can open. Open to breath, open to that state of flux. Good, let's switch sides, bringing that right foot down. Exchange, we'll bring the left leg up. Everyone seems to look strong today. This is cool. There you go. There it is. So we'll set the left leg down. When we set the knees down, inhale, slip the hands under your shoulders. And then exhaling, we'll press straight away into downward dog. And take a moment, spread the hands. Reach the fingertips, kind of walk them away from your palm muscles. Inhale the ribs right between the shoulder blades into that expanded state, and let it move the shoulder blades apart. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior two. We'll work with the hand, the right hand. Okay. So let the right hand be out in front of your navel, palm facing away from navel. Okay. And just take all 4 digits with the left hand. Okay. So there's a little bending the fingers back, reaching the palm and the palm heel forward. And then exhaling, feel the shoulder glide down. Bending the knee to enter into the stance. Just in every instance, all these poses, all these little cues, they're just designs of sense experience. It's just to help us remember and remember again that we're having a felt experience. So when I bend the right knee, it's just to help remember feeling. Right? That freedom, that intimacy with life. In this particular path, it's about going into the experience. So we'll release reverse warrior, inhale the arms out to the side, spreading the palms, the outreaching through the fingertips, and then exhaling the left hand down, the right arm up. It doesn't mean we have to have an intense experience every time we're doing yoga. In fact, that wouldn't be sustainable. But we can ask ourselves, is this experience okay? And if it is, we can certainly enter into it. We can continue feeling the leg or the stretch or the body in that state of flux. I do recommend finding that sweet spot where there is a lot of flux. There is that play toward opening, and that play and that flux toward deepening. Inhale, bring the right hand to the right thigh, head to ankle prep. So exhaling, we go left hand down, down to ground. Feet active. It's really the same side bending move as that my right hand presses the leg. I just get side bend in a different angle. And you can commit to sensing one area. This is especially helpful if you feel a little bit attentionally dodgy. You know, sometimes we try to feel 10 different things at once, and we end up feeling nothing particularly deep at all, right? So you might just dedicate the next 2 breaths to just one simple area. Maybe it's that hip crease. Maybe it's the waist. Okay. Now, when we release the hand from the thigh, inhale, walk the hands and the left foot, walk them toward that right foot. And pivot so your left heel is up. Think of it as like a pyramid with your heel pivoted up. So I don't want to go into vertical splits this morning, and I don't want to be in pyramid, but we're going to go right in between the two. So think of it as we're setting a pyramid and then push that back heel off the ground. Let the trunk fold over the right shin. And now inhaling, bend the right knee, walk the left foot back to more of a warrior shape. And with the hands on the ground, start to reach your left elbow toward the ground. Good, and then release that left elbow reach as we pivot onto the forefoot for lunge. Just pivoted onto bringing my left heel up, keeping my left knee up. Now, if it's better for your spine, your back, to just keep the hands down, of course, do that. Okay, we're going to go into twisting lunge. So if you need to set the knee down, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to keep my back heel and my back knee up. So hooking that left elbow over the right thigh. Now if you keep that back knee up and the back heel up, reach back through those legs, that leg. Inhaling, unwind, set hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. We're lower. It's perfectly fine to bring the knees down first. Cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. So I'll talk us through that brief series on the other side. Inhale, your left foot forward. Warrior two. Bring the left palm out in front of your navel. With your right hand, grab the 4 digits. Grab all the non-thumb digits. And just lightly draw back. And as you're exhaling, register the body unfurling, the opening. And this is what's really neat. We don't have to do opening. We just have to be available to acknowledge when opening occurs in its own readiness. And that greatly reduces the cognating, mentating, strategizing part of our functioning, which really doesn't add much, well, it really doesn't do much for our sensing necessarily. Okay, so I just have to be available and kind of inventorying when I feel that opening occur in the body. When we release, reverse warrior, inhale, stretch those palms, outreach through those fingertips, and then exhale the right hand down, raise the left. There you go. And bend the knee. So again, if there's no medical issue, bend the knee. Deepen the stance. We can always check in with ourselves. Is this okay? Is this amount of experience okay? And if your body just innately and organically goes, yeah, actually, yeah, then remain or even bend more deeply. But it's that choosing to remain in experience, sensing, listening, intimacy with life. This is just one way. Experience, embodiment is just one way. Inhale, bring that left arm up over. Place it on left thigh for head to ankle prep. The right hand goes to the ground. And feet active. Now I'm going to mention it here just from observations, is that when it comes to the hips, they're frequently seems to be a kind of a dodginess of attention. It's not everyone, it's not all the time, but often enough that I'll mention it. So if you feel kind of like a ping-ponging of attention, oh, I gotta feel this, I gotta go over here, I gotta feel this, I gotta feel this, I should feel. Anytime there's a gotta or a should, let that be a big old tap on the proverbial shoulder. Pause, connect to breath, find one place. Hang out in that one place in your body, attentively, with deep, caring interest for the next 2 breaths. It doesn't have to be the hip, but sometimes we get really ping-pongy when it comes to the pelvis. Now, when we release, inhale, we'll walk the hands toward that left foot. We're walking the right foot forward. So this is a little hybrid move. It's not vertical splits, it's not pyramid. But think pyramid and then push that back heel, that's the right heel, off the ground. Bend that left knee. Now inhale, step or wiggle that right foot back. We are moving into lunge. So my right heel is up, my right knee is up. Here we are. This is option 1, hands down. Option 2. Is working with hands up. And now twisting lunge. If you need to set right knee down, that is one option. I'm going to leave mine up. And then inhaling, unwind, hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower, downward dog. And then when we set the knees down, we'll lie back. We'll just do that lying foot grab move. But here's the deal. If you need a strap, get one nearby. And I'm going to start off with just a little, like a little mini plow. I'm not really going to get my legs going too far, but I am going to just raise the hips and bring the legs over my shoulders. And then unfurl the spine so that my head and my neck and my spine can be under these somewhat elongated conditions. And then once my sacrum touches the floor, I'm going to grab for my left foot. This could be the big toe or the instep. And let the right leg continue down to the floor. And I'm only working the legs towards straightened. Just keeping my head and my neck as they are on the ground. So it might just be I'm working on straightening the left leg. Great. I might straighten the right leg toward the ground. That's another. And release. Okay. So I'm kind of brought my legs up in the air. So I have the easiest possible grab. Right hand grab right foot. Setting the left foot down. Straightening the right leg. Possibly straightening the left leg also. And the moment I feel a little twinge of grab in the neck, I just pause. The back of the head is not a claw. It's actually quite a wonderful place to feel as spacious. Okay, and then release. This is Shavasana. Set all the legs down. Set all the arms down. And just trust that the body will absorb what it can absorb today, what it needs to absorb. One of the things that we can do is be attentive to acknowledge those moments when the body does open. All right, now bend knees. turn to a side. And press to the seated position you enjoy. Namaste.